Shalom, everyone, and welcome to an episode on Thanksgiving from the Bible. Thanksgiving is a time to remember how good God has been to us. It is a time that we should reflect on the many times that He had miraculously provided for us and kept us. It's an opportunity to acknowledge and remember that all that we have comes from the hand of God. Thanksgiving Day should not be limited to once a year. It should be a daily thing. Jesus taught the giving of thanks through examples. The first example that we will look at is found in Matthew 15. He had been teaching for a long time that day, and when he looked out on the crowd of 4,000 people, he had compassion on them because they were famished. He spoke to his disciples about feeding them, which to mere men was impossible. But the Lord knew what he would do, and so he asked what did they have available. They found in the crowd 7 loaves and a few fishes. Taking the loaves and fishes, he gave thanks to God and fed the multitude. This demonstrated to us how important it is to give thanks, even in times of not enough. Many times, our focus is on that which we need and the asking, which we should do, but thanking God for the unseen answers is a great step of faith. The second example is the healing of the 10 lepers. Jesus encountered 10 lepers while traveling from Galilee to Jerusalem one day. When they saw him, they cried out from a great distance to be healed. He instructed them to go show themselves to the priest, as was the custom. As they went, they were healed, but one of them hurried back to the Lord, fell to the ground, and expressed sincere thanks for his healing. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said to the man that was healed, "Where are the other 9? Were there not 10 cleansed?" Here, Jesus pointed out that many times we forget to give thanks to God after receiving from Him. But we should be quick to give thanks and praise to Him and be able to use the remembrance of the blessing for other times that is to come. The third example of giving thanks is in John chapter 11, when Jesus was called to the house of Lazarus. By the time he got there, Lazarus, who was sick, had died. In raising Lazarus from the dead, Jesus used a prayer of thanksgiving before calling him from the tomb. The scriptures stated that he looked up to heaven and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me and that you always hear me. But I said this for the benefit of the people here, that they will believe that you sent me." When he had so said, he called in a loud voice for Lazarus to come forth. The way this miracle manifested was that Jesus declared that he was confident that he was being heard, and then he gave thanks to God the Father for hearing him. As believers, we are to have confidence that God hears us, then thank Him for hearing and answering despite any impossibilities or situations that we may face in life. The final example is the story of the Last Supper found in Luke 22. Here, Jesus took bread and gave thanks during a difficult time in his life. The bread and the wine were the foreshadowing of his death on the cross. But Jesus still gave thanks to God for this blessing during this period. Through gratitude and thanksgiving, Jesus made his requests known and received the answers and the power to overcome all things. Beloved, this Thanksgiving, let us follow the example of Christ in giving gratitude to God for the many blessings and the gifts that He has given us despite the circumstances in our lives. May we remember that God always hears and answers prayer because of what Jesus did for us at Calvary. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "In everything give thanks." Thanks for watching, and please remember to share and to subscribe so that you can continue to receive these weekly podcasts. God bless you is my prayer.